Did Aaron Rodgers just announce he's coming back? Oh my goodness! Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rodgers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com, and we had to jump on for this rapid reaction live video. This happened seconds ago. Let's throw it up on the screen. Aaron Rodgers has not spoken since he has been injured and since we found out he has a torn Achilles. Here it is on the screen. Aaron Rodgers just threw it up on his Instagram account, and I will read it to you. He shared several pictures of him with the American flag, him on the field, and then him being helped off by medical people. Here is the quote, and I will read it to you. This is from his Instagram. Aaron Rodgers. Thank you to every person that's reached out, called, texted, DM'd, connected to a friend, etc. It has meant a ton to me, and I'll try and get back to all of you soon. I'm completely heartbroken and moving through all the emotions, but deeply touched and humbled by the support and love. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process today. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Proud of my guys, 1-0, Jet emoji. I shall rise yet again? Did Aaron Rodgers just announce he's coming back in 2024? It sure sounds like it. Oh, my goodness. Obviously, we have a season to get to immediately, of course, here in 2023 with 16 more regular season games to go. But come on, people. Aaron friggin' Rodgers. That's the kind of guy that this guy is. We had no idea. And let's be honest. Let's go through a couple of things here. Aaron Rodgers is 39 years of age. He would turn 40 in December. Coming back from an Achilles in general is incredibly difficult. I've never torn an Achilles. I'm currently recovering from an ACL, but coming back from an Achilles is like a massive deal. And to do it at 39 years of age is difficult. Now, the good thing is that Aaron Rodgers is not a running back. He's not a receiver. It's different when you don't have to push off it like one of those other skill positions. So that part of the equation certainly helps Aaron Rodgers. But the fact of the matter is, it was a fair question to wonder, would Aaron Rodgers at that stage of his career say, you know what? I'm not sure if I want to go through the grueling, and let me make it clear, grueling from everything I've heard about the recovery process from an Achilles. It is a intense, grueling process to come back. Would he come back from all of that to get another shot at what his age would be, a age 40 season? He would then turn 41 the following December. Remember, just a handful of months ago, Aaron Rodgers said, hey, this ain't a one-year commitment with the Jets. I plan on it being a multi-year thing. Now, he also gave the caveat that how my body feels in health is a key part of that. And obviously, with a torn Achilles out for the season, that could certainly and obviously change the equation for Aaron Rodgers if he wanted to just decide I'm going to hang him up. Now, I will play you guys this clip. So this was Aaron Rodgers. I'll show you some of the pictures he included in his post. There he is running onto the field, and how emotional, how everything. I saw the video from the Jets where the camera's behind him and he's running out for player intros. It looked like an electric atmosphere. He runs out on the field. Here's Aaron Rodgers getting ready in the middle of the game, getting ready, or pregame rather. And then there he is, just 4 plays in, less than 75 seconds of offense. He gets taken down by Buffalo Bills, edge rusher Leonard Floyd. He is sacked or taken down, and he gets back up, okay? And then he immediately sits back down on the canvas, and we've heard this from some of the other NFL film stuff. Nathaniel Hackett asks if he's okay, and he simply shakes his head no and sits down. So that was emotional and tough and everything else. But here's what Robert Saleh said earlier today at his press conference. I really thought this soundbite was interesting when asked about Aaron Rodgers coming back and the future and everything. Obviously, Robert Saleh has to worry about himself. He's got a season to go with. He doesn't have time to say, woe is me. He's got a team to take care of here. But, he was asked about the future of Aaron Rodgers by Connor Hughes, our good buddy, who will have to get back on the show soon. Here's the clip. It's only 27 seconds long. Again, Connor Hughes asked Robert Saleh about the future of Aaron Rodgers because, again, the Jets gave up a lot for this guy. Here he is. Here's Robert Saleh on that.
Down the road, foreshadowing, but when you talk to Aaron and when you've had conversations with him, has there been discussions about the future at all?
I haven't gone down that road with him. I mean, I'd be shocked if this is the way he's going to go out. But at the same time, for him, he's working through a whole lot of headspace things that he needs to deal with, and that will be the last thing I talk to him about.
So there he is. That is Robert Saleh. Again, more so sharing his opinion on the matter as opposed to fact, saying he had not talked about the future with Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, why would he? Have you ever heard of the too soon? I mean, Aaron Rodgers was so invested in this team, this Jets team, that he believed capable of winning a freaking Super Bowl and being here multiple years and being rejuvenated and refreshed. And he just bought that mansion out there here in New Jersey. So for all those reasons, Aaron Rodgers was so invested in this team. So obviously, Robert Saleh didn't say, so you back next year, what? Because two things. First off, be a human being for 5 seconds. He would not ask that question to Aaron Rodgers, who just went through a devastating injury on that. So that's on one side of the fence, number one. And then number two, Robert Saleh's got to worry about now. He can't think about 2024, right? Like, Robert Saleh needs to worry about the now. This Jets team needs to worry about the now. So it's a harsh reality to say, Aaron Rodgers move over, hey, because this is what happens. When players get injured, they become ghosts. Mekhi Becton knows this, unfortunately. You become a ghost in the facility, and the rest of the world keeps spinning on its axis, okay? It keeps spinning, saying, hey, well, that sucks you're injured, but hey, we got a game to prepare for, right? The Dallas Cowboys ain't feeling bad. Oh, no, you don't have Aaron Rodgers. We'll go easy on you. No. That ain't freaking happening. They're going all out to kill the Jets, probably even more so. So the fact of the matter is, Robert Saleh has to worry about the now. But how awesome is that? Again, it's not official, but you guys read the same quote I did from Aaron Rodgers, who, again, makes his official statement, whatever you want to call it, breaks his silence on the injury. This is the first we've heard from Aaron Rodgers. We've heard from other people. And again, in case you missed it, we are live right now on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We're only streaming live on my YouTube account because we had some other things planned tonight. So we're only on YouTube right now. But in case you guys missed it, I will bring it back up one more time for the people that are just joining us now. Aaron Rodgers, seconds ago, it's minutes now, but seconds ago, he released this on his Instagram. I said, we got to jump on. And he thanked fans, teammates, and everyone that's reached out. And here is the sexy wow quote of why we're doing this video. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Proud of my guys, want to know. Again, he doesn't officially say he's coming back, but I shall rise yet again. That is a very interesting quote to use. And man, if the Aaron Rodgers could come back in 2024, think about this. The Jets could have back-to-back comeback players a year. Breece Hall looks like a man possessed. So you got Breece Hall now. You have Aaron Rodgers next year. I'm just saying, baby. I'm fired up that Aaron Rodgers back with the Jets. I know that's a long time away and a whole process because the Achilles injury, again, takes a long-ass time. But if anyone can do it, if anyone has the resolve, it's Aaron gosh darn Rodgers. Same as Saleh. I'd be surprised if that's how Rodgers went out after again, the Achilles injury is incredible. So, it's such a difficult thing. So, if he chose to walk away, God bless, he's a Pro Football Hall of Famer, first ballot. I totally understand if he wanted to walk away. We said the same thing kind of about Dwayne Brown, too. When he got hurt, he could have easily walked away and said, thanks for the money, see you later. But he did not. So, I would also be surprised if suddenly Aaron Rodgers just decided to walk away after that. But by all accounts, Aaron Rodgers coming back in 2024, baby. Love it. Absolutely spectacular. All right, let's get some comments in wherever you guys are watching, which, again, specifically would only be on YouTube because that is the only place that we're on right now. Is he actually going to come back? he can say this now, and it's awesome, and it's inspired this live video seemingly out of nowhere talking about it. But I think he has to go through the process of actually, coming back from that standpoint. And kind of really working through that process of the injury and the rehab and everything else that entails. So from that standpoint, we will see. But it sure sounds like he's coming back, baby. It sure seems that way. Defense is top 2 or 3 right now. I'd say it's number 1. Think about this unit. Like, they had 5 sacks against Josh Allen, which, by the way, Buffalo Bills are one of the most explosive offenses in all of football. Okay, they have one of the most explosive offenses in all of football, and the Jets held them. They contained them. They sacked them. They created turnovers and everything else. So I think they are number 1. And think about this. They had 5 sacks, and Quentin Williams didn't have one gosh darn one, baby. He obviously impacted the game. He had a spectacular game. That is not what I'm hinting at. But Quentin Williams, baby. I mean, he didn't have a sack yet. Quentin Jefferson had 2 sacks. All these guys making an impact. And let's be honest, we haven't really talked about this. Sauce had a tough game for Sauce anyway. It's not like he gave up 300 yards or something, but Sauce had a rough day at the office. DJ Reed early had a pretty rough day at the office. Then DJ Reed in overtime has the great pass breakup, great tight defense that ultimately allowed Xavier Gibson to have his moment. Shout out to Xavier Gibson, special teams player of the week, and we're trying to vote for him for offensive rookie of the week. So, or rookie of the week, however that works. So shout out to Xavier Gibson. I think we got the number 1 defense in the NFL right now. And I am so pumped. I know a lot of people are rolling over. I'm going to the Dallas Cowboys game. So I'll have a couple of live shows from Dallas. Looking forward to that. I'll be there with my dad, who's a diehard Cowboys fan. I love the matchup. Well, let me back up. I love the Jets defense against that Cowboys offense. Dak Prescott led the league in interceptions last year with 15 picks. The Jets are coming off a 4-turnover day. Dak Prescott didn't have any trouble with the Giants. Yeah, the Giants stink. No wonder he didn't. But okay, what about the Jets? I think they're going to give Dak Prescott some problems. Now, I don't want to say I love the matchup because Micah Parsons is a freak and his Cowboys defense is tremendous. So that will be a challenge, obviously, for this offense. But I love the Jets defense against the Cowboys offense. And they got some dudes. CeeDee Lamb, I love Lamb Chop, Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks. Like, they got some dudes on that team. And I love the Deuce Vaughn story, of course. And Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback. So they've got a lot going for him. But I like the Jets defense as numero uno, baby. Yes, sir. Jets, San Francisco, Cleveland. Yeah, Myles Garrett's a freak. 49ers are really good. Eagles have a really good defense, too. So, yeah, there's a lot of them out there. But I put Jets number 1. But there's a lot on there. Thank you. I need this. You, the man. Appreciate that, Johnny. Yeah, man. I think we all need this right now. Now, Thursday night, the Jets are going to have One Jets Drive, and I've heard Seth Bradley, who's the director of One Jets Drive, said all Jet fans need to watch this. So Thursday night, 8 o'clock, that'll give us some love. Yeah, again, this sucks. Aaron friggin' Rodgers, and I don't know if it's hit me or when it will hit me, that he's out for the season. Aaron Rodgers is not running through the door. He will not be the knight in shining armor. Instead, Zach Wilson will have to be that guy, which, by the way, I'm fine riding with Zach. I don't want some rando backup brought in. No. There's a reason the Jets believed in Zach Wilson as QB2. They could have went somewhere else, but we all knew in the offseason, they said, no, Zach Wilson is QB2. If something happens to Rodgers, we're going to Zach Wilson. So this should not be some tremendous surprise. And I thought he showed some improvements in that Cowboys game. I rewatched the tape. There was a lot of third down, like yo-yo throws where, not yo-yo throws, like Zach Wilson like stepped up to the plate and delivered when he needed to on a couple of key third downs. Like, again, he didn't have a 300-yard passing day. I'm not saying he's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm not saying any of that. But Zach Wilson showed some significant improvement. And by the way, in a game that he wasn't even prepared to play. Like, you're prepared to play as a backup, but the scheme, or not the scheme, but like the specific game plan was built around Aaron Rodgers' strengths. They were supposed to run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. That was one of the things Solid said, that all of a sudden Zach Wilson got thrown in there, and you got to like call an audible and adjust and do those kind of things. So, yeah, I'm excited for Zach, and maybe he can be the next Kurt Warner. Who knows? You know, that guy gets another chance. I'll probably do a video about that so you guys can see everything I was talking about there. Maybe that's a separate video of the Dick Vermeil and my whole speech. I did it on the radio show today, but maybe I'll do it for a separate YouTube video as well. I fly out on Friday morning. Dakota, Miami, no defense, gave up 34 points to the Chargers, exactly where that defense left off last season. Now, I'm going to say this, like, Vic Fangio's a dude, so, like, all the credit to Vic Fangio. but like they don't have depth. Like Jalen Ramsey ain't there. Like they got a lot of starters that like impress you, Jalen Phillips and a lot of those guys on the defense side of the ball. But once you get past those, a little questionable. And then look how many points they give up. They ain't the 85 Bears, 2012 Seahawks. Jets got some of that. Maroon here on the YouTube channel. Wow, Aaron Rodgers is a true legend. He will not give up at all. And I love it. Like, again, the resolve that Aaron Rodgers has, I'm not surprised. By the way, if you're just joining us or jumping into the live stream, we're reacting to that message you see on the screen. I'm just going to leave it up the entire time. As much as I'm sure you guys want to see my handsome face, just as people are coming in and out, this is the message that Aaron Rodgers posted on his Instagram account minutes ago before we started this live stream. And the last line there, the last couple of lines, the night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again, seemingly hinting that he is returning in 2024, although you never know with Aaron Rodgers and his words. But it's sure that's why I made sure I headlined the video hinting at, not announcing officially. You know, I'm waiting for that Pat McAfee interview. My intention is to play for the Jets in 2024. We all lose our gosh darn bananas. But still, this is really exciting. Wiz says, oh, Aaron Rodgers coming back for sure. Again, that would be my expectation. That would be my expectation. Dakota, Dallas and Jets defense is identical right now. Yeah, you go through a couple of things. Stephon Gilmore played really well in the opener for the Cowboys. He's like an underrated addition. People don't realize. You got Trayvon Diggs, obviously, who's really good. You got Sauce and DJ. That matches. The pass rush is nasty. I don't know if the Jets have a Micah Parsons on the team. Like Quinnen is really good. Like Micah Parsons is really good too. And they got beyond that as well, obviously. So they got a really good defense. So this should be a defensive slugfest, I would imagine, between the Jets and Cowboys on Sunday. Dakota jumping in. I already knew Rodgers was coming back. No way in hell his Jets legacy ends with even starting with 4 plays in 70 seconds. Yeah, I imagine that, but you never know with an injury to a player who's older. Dakota, F you, Turf Monster, and thank you, Dwayne Brown. Yeah, Dwayne. And now here's the thing. I don't have the just making sure that wasn't Aaron Rodgers again. I don't have, the picture of it, but someone took a screenshot where the cutting. So again, the cut blocks that you saw, that's when an offensive lineman dives at the legs of a defensive lineman. It's supposed to be a technique that is in tune with a quick pass by the quarterback. Like you chop down a cherry tree real quick, make the throw, and move on. Because if it's a long developing play, obviously you want your offensive tackles remaining up in the air standing as they're blocking their guys. So obviously there was some kind of a miscommunication there because Garrett Wilson was wide open. Like, why didn't Rodgers throw the ball? That's what I was saying to myself watching. I'm like, Rodgers, throw. Because even if nothing's there, then dirt the ball. I would obviously, and I think all Jet fans agree with me here, you'd rather take intentional grounding than Rodgers getting hurt, which is what happened. So if nothing's there, just like spike the football or fall down. Aaron Rodgers is a competitor, I understand, but, so that sucks. So the Dwayne Brown thing, I don't know who's to blame. Like Dwayne Brown did the cut block and immediately goes down, and then Rodgers was standing there holding the ball too long. So, again, a miscommunication, whether that's on Dwayne or Aaron or what. But to the Turf Monster as well, again, I'm sure if you had grass, your leg would have given way in that situation. Salah disagrees. He says it was a contact injury and that likely would have happened either way. I can't guarantee if that's grass instead of artificial turf that his Achilles stays intact. I don't have the power to do that, and none of us do, quite frankly. But, hey, if grass helps, grass helps. I've played on both in my high school career, so I'll leave it to the experts. Let's see. O-line needs to play their ass off. No question about it. Although I like this starting 5 healthy. I will say that. I like the starting 5 healthy. I like Dwayne. I like Lakin. I like Connor. I like AVT. And I like Mackay. Now, if we go beyond the 5, then we're getting hairy. But I like the starting 5 as constructed. Yeah, we're still waiting on that. Obviously, we did not see that in the message about whether or not Brandon coming in here about Aaron Rodgers hopefully helping Zach. I mean, Robert Saleh made it clear they would love Aaron Rodgers to be a part, whether that's officially on the headset or helping Zach, because that would be a great benefit to Zach Wilson as he's going through these, waters of a season he didn't expect to play in, that Aaron Rodgers is there every time he comes off the sideline and say, hey, what'd you see? And they can look through the iPads. I think it would just be great. Aaron Rodgers, the coach, awesome. I think that would be incredibly valuable to Zach Wilson. Now, this is a fresh wound. Obviously, you hear Aaron Rodgers talks about being heartbroken and moving through the emotions, and it'd be natural when you get hurt to ask, why me, to the gods? Like, why me? And Jet fans are asking the football gods, why the hell us? What do you want? What do you want? You know, I'm sure Jet fans are asking the football gods that question. But in all seriousness, you know, Aaron Rodgers is going through a lot. So it did not sound like he's expected to make the Dallas trip, although obviously anything can change at any time. But it would be great for Zach Wilson to have Aaron Rodgers. I think that could only help. So, yes, hopefully he transitions to highly paid quarterback to highly paid coach. That'd be great. Dakota says the Jets would kill the Giants too right now. Even without Rodgers, it would have been 40-0. Stayed scared. Yeah, we'll get the Giants in week 8. And we'll get the Patriots in week 3. So I'd love to. Zach Wilson will have an opportunity. Obviously, no Rodgers. Zach Wilson have an opportunity to quell some of those demons in week 3. Now, 1 week at a time. He's got enough to worry about with the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. But I'm really looking forward to that week 3 matchup as well. Sweep New England. Yes, please. The Jets have lost 14 in a row and 22 of their last 24 against the Patriots. I wish I didn't know those numbers off the top of my head. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. John Fitzpatrick. Stupid Belichick's probably on cloud nine that we lost Rodgers. I'm sure he is. And then you saw that Packers bar that was celebrating Aaron Rodgers. How disgusting. Losers. That's a loser mentality. Sickos. You don't root for injuries. I don't. Sam Darnold with the 49ers. I'm not going, oh, man, I really hope he blows out his ACL. What a stupid, sick. Ugh. I hate people like that. That's disgusting. Let's see. Dakota, imagine now losing to the Rodgerless Jets. My excuse all season now for us. Now, I will say this. I think from a Zach Wilson perspective, all the pressure is really on everybody else because after seeing social media reaction, very few expect anything out of Zach Wilson. I'm one of the few. I think Zach Wilson's going to surprise some people. But there's a lot of people out there that think Zach Wilson stinks like completely and there's no salvaging him and he's going to be terrible against the Cowboys and every other opponent he plays against. So all the pressure is not on Zach. Like, think about the former number 2 overall pick. Like, all that pressure used to be on him, but I don't think it's on him in the same way. We'll see, of course, I guess, but that's my thought. And I love that too, Dakota. You're right. Buffalo lost to the Rodgerless Jets. They were licking their chops. It got humbled. They put it on their necks. And I am Boy Green, not Boy Pink. In case you missed it, my radio intern on my radio show I do every day at 10 to 12, he's a Buffalo Bills fan. And this is obviously without knowing the Rodgers injury, which obviously happened in the middle of the game. On Friday during our NFL picks, he turns to me and says, Paul, I want to make a bet on this Jets-Bills game if you're so confident and cocky. I'm like, all right, let's go. What do you want to do to bet? He said, if the Jets lose, you dye your hair pink. And I went, whoa. And he said, if the Bills lose, I'll dye my hair pink. This intern says this to me. And I'm like, you know what? F this. I know the Jets are going to win. So booyah, you're on. I've never, by the way, never dyed my hair in my life. You guys don't normally see my hair because I'm a hat guy. I like hats. But I did not want hot pink hair. That's for damn sure. And I didn't have to because the Jets cashed in Xavier Gibson. Thank you very much. So my intern, he will be Boy Pink. And that will be hilarious. So he will have to wear that for a month. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So suck it. Suck it, baby. Suck it, Bills guy. You bastard. Excellent. So I love giving them the business. So at worst, the Jets are going to split with Buffalo this season. Not too shabby. And at best, you sweep them. So maybe we're pulling out the broom emojis for Buffalo later this season. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. John says there's no way Rodgers lets his career end like this. I agree. Again, if you guys are just joining us, Rodgers says the night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again, hinting that he's coming back in 2024, baby. We can hope. John Hepburn, hey, fellers. Kobe, what's up, Paul? What's up, guys? How you doing? Jets have so much talent, though. When think about that, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, this defense, Garrett friggin' Wilson, that catch. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow. I mean, a stud, an absolute freaking stud. Love it. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Let's see here. What an upset if the Jets pulled off in Dallas. Absolutely. The line opened at 3 points. Like, right, oh, wow, this could go either way. It's now ballooned. The last time I checked, it was 9.5, 10 points. Dallas is a favorite at home. So no one's giving the Jets any love, which, again, is perfect. Solid goes, us against the world, baby. It's a great card to play. A great card to play and one that I think is apropos, quite frankly. So use it, baby. Use it. Brian says, for the love of God, we cannot roll with Zach Wilson. JD needs to find a competent quarterback. I disagree, Brian. I disagree. Because let's talk about it. We'll be on for a few more minutes here. The fact of the matter is this. Zach Wilson's the best option for the Jets right now. There's no random. First off, the quarterback options that are available suck. And of course they do. It's September 13th. Who is going to be out there that's a hidden gem that the Jets haven't seen or any NFL team hasn't seen? So the options suck. And your trade options, first off, this isn't Madden. What team is giving up their QB2 right now? Like, people have brought up Jacoby Brissett. He's Washington's backup quarterback. So number one, first off, if you're the backup on Washington, why are the Jets running to get that? Just want to say. But number two, on a more serious note, Jacoby Brissett is the backup on Washington. They probably like their backup situation. Why would they just give him to the Jets for a bag of beans? Guess what? Spoiler alert, they won't. So that means the only way the Jets could get a guy like Jacoby Brissett is by overpaying. And why would they overpay for Jacoby Brissett? And even if they did, he doesn't know the scheme. He has no relationship with any of the players. You would have to figure out the system midway in the season here. Even the beginning of the season, we're in the middle of it. There's no time to learn on a week-to-week basis. This is what's happening. It's not installing the offense. Everyone knows the offense. It's specific game plans. The Jets are preparing for the Cowboys. They're not saying, hey, how does our offense work? So, like, think about that. You would have to set aside all this time and limited time nature to try to teach an offense to a brand new guy to take the job from Zach Wilson. It's just not realistic, people. It's not realistic. Right now, whether you like it or not, Zach Wilson is the best quarterback option for this team. And also, Aaron Rodgers believes in Zach Wilson. Part of the reason he said that he came here is to help turn Zach Wilson's career around. So for the Jets to hit the eject button on that suddenly without giving him a chance, I think would be a terrible message to the team in the locker room. Point blank. I know that may be an unpopular take. John says, put this up. Well, the hope is that Nathaniel Hackett will be able to do more with Wilson than the previous idiotic coordinator. We'll see. We don't know. Hackett did not look good with Russell Wilson. Maybe he'll look better with Zach Wilson. We'll see. They'll have a proper game plan against the Dallas Cowboys. They have all week to build the game plan for Zach Wilson to see if that's right. So I think that's a factor. Absolutely. Jets 20 to Dallas 10. Or 17, there's that 2-0. Yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. I can't remember what I predicted in the mailbag this week, but 20 to 15 or something, Jets win. I'll be there in Dallas. I've never been in Jerry's World, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll see, but I could definitely see that. People are overlooking the Jets. 9.5-point spread against this defense. The only way that happens is if Zach Wilson implodes and lets one interception turn to 2, 3, 4, 5. Against Buffalo, he had one horrific interception. I can't excuse that. It was god-awful, but it didn't snowball. Zach Wilson gave a breath, did some meditation, went, and then it didn't snowball. That, to me, is impressive. King Losky here. Jets, Jets, baby. Love it. We need some light at the end of the tunnel right now. Dakota. ZW wasn't a problem last season. Injuries murdered us to shreds. Injuries effed us 2 times. Yeah, think about it. People forget, and Robert Sauer brought this up today at the presser, Zach Wilson was 5-1 before AVT and Breece Hall went down. They were playing winning football with Zach Wilson. People forget about that. But with those guys healthy and operating, the Jets just beat the Buffalo Bills with Zach Wilson playing 99% of that game. Think about that. They beat the Buffalo Bills, one of the Super Bowl favorites, the team that's won the division 3 times in a row. Put some respect on his name, for Pete's sake. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Anywho, much needed. Jets country. Let's ride. All right, baby. The Gotham Knight will rise again. He just gave us his nickname. That'd be nice. I'm for it. Yeah, I felt Batman vibes there on that quote. That's for sure. Again, the night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Beautiful, Rodgers. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. What about Blake Bortles? Yeah, so this came up today. I won't put it up on the screen because I want to leave the Rodgers thing for everyone coming in and out. But yeah, Jeremy Fowler said it's unlikely, basically, the Jets get some big-name veteran quarterback. There's a chance they'll bring in a third. It sounds like Salah's not in a rush to do that this week. He said this isn't Madden, quote-unquote. So that may come next week. But Jeremy Fowler, in his column for ESPN, mentioned a couple of names, retired names. Blake Bortles is retired. Ben Roethlisberger, Big Ben, the former Pittsburgh Steeler, was mentioned as another retired, quote-unquote, wild card the Jets could investigate. Blake Bortles, Ben Roethlisberger, what the hell? Like, Ben Roethlisberger, hell no. First off, I'll never forgive him for the 2010 AFC Championship game. Hell no. And putting against the Jets. I just don't like Big Ben either. I don't know how great of a guy he is. That's maybe neither here nor there. Blake Bortles, obviously, there's the scheme familiarity with Nathaniel Hackett. He's a younger guy. He's like in his 30s, somewhere in there. I don't know off the top of my head. But, yeah, he could make sense, potentially. He could make sense. But, like, Ben Roethlisberger, come on, man. Come on. And I'm not sure how much I love Blake Bortles anyway. NY Jets fan 4 on our YouTube channel. This man isn't going out like this. He's coming back, baby. It sure seems like it based on that quote. Let's see. And think about this too, which is a great point by Dakota. So the Jets, smacked around Buffalo from a defensive perspective. Josh Allen is top 3 quarterback, at worst a top 5 quarterback in football. What's Dak Prescott? I would say top 10. So Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott and much more mobile, obviously. Dak's mobile, but not Josh Allen mobile. And the Jets gave Josh Allen the business. What do you believe they're going to do to Dak Prescott? They're going to give that boy some problems. Some problems. That's what I foresee. I absolutely foresee that. Now let's keep going here. John Fitzpatrick says, if the Jets find a way to beat Dallas, things start getting really serious with this team. Because think about this. Everyone keeps talking about the first 6 games, which in order, obviously, they beat Buffalo, so let's put that one aside. Week 2 at Dallas. Week 3 home for the Patriots. Week 4 home against Kansas City Chiefs. Week 5 at Denver. Week 6 home against the Eagles. And then a Week 7 bye to regroup. I hate doing this because I think it's a loser's mentality when we start going, well, if you go 2-4, 3-3, then you're okay. But I mean, honestly, if you look at the second half of the Jets schedule, playing teams like Washington, Atlanta, Houston, I mean, come on, people. Come on. There's some ops. That's all I'm saying. So let's call it 3-3. I think the Jets have a really good chance of beating the Cowboys. I think they have a really good chance of beating New England. Obviously, they have their demons. Denver, eye roll. And then the 2 tough ones, obviously, the 2 teams that were in the friggin' Super Bowl, which I don't call impossible in any sense. Any game the Jets will play, because this defense, this special teams, this running game, and these offensive playmakers will keep the Jets in every single game this season. Of course, it'll be on Zach to see if he implodes or anything crazy from that perspective. But, yeah, the Jets will be in every game. That they will. Let's go to Hawk here. On a lighter note, we talked about when Michael Clemens tackled Josh Allen and the entire offensive line taking a fumble in their souls. That was beautiful. So Josh Allen fumbles the ball, scoops it back up, and Michael Clemens, booyah, he hits him helmet to helmet, and then boom, and then you see the ball, boo, boo, squeak out, and then booyah. I think Quinnen was the one who jumped on it. Michael Clemens is a bad man, baby. I love Michael Clemens. And good for him to be involved in another play. Think about last year, he had the block punt against Green Bay. He's made some plays. I like Michael Clemens. It's a heavy rotation, so everyone gets love. But, oh, yeah, baby. Shout out to Michael Clemens. Let's see. Michael Clemens love in here. Just going through all your comments. Yep. Do I think this confirms Rodgers is back? I don't know if it's 100%. That's why I said hint. My initial headline said, reacted to Rodgers returning, announcing his return to the Jets in 2024. I took a step back. I reread it. It's Aaron Rodgers' mumbo-jumbo interpretation of words. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Rise yet again to what? Retirement? That doesn't seem to make any sense. So I don't know if this 100% confirms it. That's why I say hints. I could have said strongly hints. But that's how I feel, Anthony Debo. That's what I say. Oh, that would be funny. Dakota says, imagine BB, Bill Belichick, retiring due to the Jets. What a career and what a way to go out for BB. Which, by the way, I hear from folks in New England that he is on the hot seat. We will see if that's indeed true. Padre says he's coming back. Maroon says, Paul, I think I've told you this, but as a Packers fan, what does this mean for our first pick? I mean, we get our own first rounder, but then we don't get your guys correct. Yeah, let me explain that. Now, the only thing I need to check, I got to check with my NFL people. So the Packers are getting the Jets' second-round pick in the 2024 NFL draft. So you do not get the first. The condition on that first-round pick was Aaron Rodgers plays at least 65% of the snaps, which meant basically he would have had to play through about week 11, week 12. That's the math, based on the offensive snaps the Jets would have had this season. Obviously, he played 4 snaps, so no first-round pick is coming to Green Bay. That's the silver lining, I guess, for Jet fans, although I was perfectly fine giving up the first-round pick. To be honest, I had already written it off. Green Bay, take it. It's like, you send the gift out, but you messed up the address, so it returns to sender, and I'm like, son of a, what did I do wrong? That's what happened. I was more than willing, hey, Green Bay, take our first-round pick, and thank you, because I'm all for Aaron Rodgers, playing the 65% of the snaps plus and going through that. But long story short, Green Bay, you will get the Jets' second-round pick this upcoming draft, and the Jets keep their own first-rounder. Now, the only thing I don't know is, now that that's pretty official, Aaron Rodgers is out for the season. He's been placed on injured reserve. Will the NFL say, okay, the shackles are off? Because sorry about that, guys. When it was still up in the air, a quick technical glitch. When it was still up in the air for the Jets on whether or not that pick was going to be a first or second rounder, because we didn't know, obviously, right? As I throw back the Aaron Rodgers thing back on the screen so you guys can see it while we're talking here. We didn't know, it was up in the air whether Aaron Rodgers would play that snap percentage. They're called, in the NFL terms, frozen assets, which meant that the Jets could not trade the first or second rounder because we didn't know what was going to happen with Rodgers. Now, because we know that he's not playing, I wonder if the NFL will now unlock the first-round pick so it's no longer a frozen asset, so the Jets could potentially use it via trade. Now, so that's up in the air. So you guys are getting a second-round pick. That's not up in the air. That's official. But whether or not the Jets are allowed to trade their first-round pick, because that was not allowed because there was a chance Aaron Rodgers could have met the snap percentage. Now there is no longer a chance for that to happen. So the only thing, I'll reach out to the NFL people. It seemed like Dan Graziano hinted that pick is available for the Jets, but I need to do some more research insight into that for the Jets. But also, on a separate note, I don't think there's a Godfather offer that could be presented to it. Matthew Stafford with the Rams, who the Jets kicked on before. And that would have to be the Rams imploding, who, by the way, won week 1 in emphatic fashion against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. So I don't imagine they're going to reach a point where they're 1-7 by the trade deadline and say, oh, okay, we'll trade him. And plus, with Rodgers seemingly announcing his return, that would complicate things if you brought in Stafford. So long story short, I don't think that's happening. And thus, they won't use anything with the first-round pick. Now, the one thing this does is I believe Zach Wilson's going to shock some people. We'll see if that's true. But if he does not and he stinks and the Jets go to some alternative option in the middle of the season, he gets benched, the Jets will now know, I don't think we can save Zach Wilson. And then they'll have clarity in the offseason if they have a first-round pick and Rodgers coming off a serious injury and there's some quarterback available, that they can draft a guy in the mid, wherever they would be, and say, okay, we need a new project. So that is all up for interpretation. Yeah, so that's interesting to me. All right, let me catch up on wherever we left off. I got kicked out of my own thing here. What the hell? How does that happen? All right, let's catch up. Oh, we have a YouTube super chat in here. I'll get to that here in just a second. Let's get to that, which, by the way, are available. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys would like to support the show. First off, like the video. It's your free way to contribute to the show. And if you're feeling froggy, feel free to do a YouTube super chat. Chris K. the 5th joining us. Field position battle is going to be a must for us to have any chance to win in Dallas. I'm sorry, I just don't see Zach pushing that ball down the field. Yeah, I don't either, by the way. I do not either. I do not see that happening as well. It just seems, because Micah Parsons, long story short, is hunting. He is absolutely hunting, and that would surprise me if they came up with any concepts, rather, where they could potentially be put in a position where they would have to call upon some deep passing concepts. That to me would be a little shocking going on. All right, we'll be on for a few more minutes, guys. I was double checking to see if I could move something. We'll be on for just a few more minutes, and then actually in 10 minutes, we're going to be joined by RJ Ochoa of the Dallas Cowboys. He covers the Dallas Cowboys for Blog of the Boys. We had a preview already pre-set up, and that interview is going to be happening at 6:45. So I'll answer some of your super chats and final comments, and then I'm going to be jumping off, and then you guys can stay tuned for a Jets-Cowboys conversation leading up into the season opener. So that could be interesting. But to your question real quick, Chris the K, and then Chris K, excuse me, not the K, Chris K the fifth. I'll answer your question at any final comments, and then I'll be hopping off here. But the field position battle is going to be a must to have any chance. I agree. The Jets, but I think the Jets are going to have some opportunities. You got that running game. I would use Mecole Hardman, working across in some quick concepts. That'd be nice to use that elite speed. But to your point, I do not believe that they will try anything deep because that's just dangerous. Absolutely dangerous with, Micah Parsons lurking. All right, let's see. Zach's our quarterback. Yes, he is. Robert Saleh announced that. Hyder saying, Boy Green, I love you, brother. I will root for Zach or cheer for Zach with all my heart and soul, but we need a competent veteran quarterback. We'll see what that name is. That is probably not coming until next week. Boy Green, great points. That's exactly how I think the organization sees this situation regarding Zach and the team. I agree with myself. Yes. Let's see. They need someone in case Zach gets hurt. Yeah, right now it's just Zach and Tim Boyle, but they'll evaluate veteran quarterbacks next week, and they're thinking of a lot of things. So go through the whole process. Locker room fit, scheme fit, all kinds of things. Money, I'm sure, as well. So there's a lot of conversations to be had. Will Ryan, I think Zach steps up and no job for Rodgers. Okay. All right. I will live in that reality. Sign me up. Yes. Zach is Robin Boy Wonder. We can only hope so. That would be spectacular. Let me see. Any final comments here? Mike Kaj, Jets all the time. Boy Green, will we see Tippmann earlier now that Rodgers is not the quarterback? It's not developing that offensive line. That's an interesting question, but I don't think so. I think if Tippmann's going to come, it'll probably come during the bye week when they make a switch. I think Connor McGovern has performed well. Again, he's just a solid center. But a very good question because Rodgers, you would think, would prefer a veteran, although he's worked with both old and young before in his career. It's not over. I hate this for Jet fans. I wanted to see you guys get to the Super Bowl. We could still get to the Super Bowl, baby. Maybe Zach Wilson's Kurt Warner, right? That's possible. That's possible. We are cursed. Drew Lock. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. Zach is a great deep ball, but they need the offensive line to protect him. That's it, Hawk. He does have a great deep ball, but we got to see. Dallas 27, Jets 6. Come on, man. I don't think it'll be that bad. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for this random live stream. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and I'll do one more final nugget here. Aaron Rodgers made an announcement on Instagram, breaking his silence, quite frankly, on all of this, but the key quote is at the end, "The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Proud of my guys, 1-0. Jets seemingly hinting that Aaron Rodgers is coming back in 2024, which would be magical, of course. It would be unbelievable for all of this hype and everything, for him to only be remembered for his Jets legacy of 4 snaps. So that's next year. This is this year. Coming up in just a few minutes, guys, we're going to end this live stream, but stay tuned because coming up in just a few minutes, our interview will go live at 6:45. RJ Ochoa, Jets, Cowboys, answering all your pressing questions about all that love. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below, and check out our Jets Cowboys interview coming up in just a few minutes right here on my YouTube channel. I'll also be streaming live on my Twitter and Facebook for Heavy on Jets. Thanks, everybody. Aaron Rodgers, baby! Woohoo! We'll see you then. Take care.